Hello, good afternoon. A blessed summer Saturday to all of you. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to all our viewers across the Philippines and around the globe. Well, today is the moment we are all waiting for. But before we start, I wanted to know our guests or our viewers. So right now in Zoom, we have 21 participants, and in Facebook Live, we have 3. So you can actually uh, we will put in the link or in the chat box below the link where you can watch us in Facebook Live. Well, before we start, I would like you to write down where in the chat box and or the comment section, where are you watching from? Saan ba kayo mga nanonood? Are you up north? Kumbaga, mula Apari hanggang Hulo? Are you like within the Philippines or outside the Philippines? Baka meron dyan yung medyo nasa US, Canada. So kindly write in the chat box or in the comment section in our Facebook Live. Sige, hanapin natin. So Melanie Condes is from Tayabas City. Hello, Melanie. Paul from Cainta. Well, hello also Sergeant Lloyd Luna, all the way from Makati. Ayan. And Robinson, syempre si Robinson, taga-Taguig. Si partner Jack from Mindanao. Kamusta mga taga Mindanao? Ito sabi ni Jess, si President Jess nagsabi, my bedroom here in Paranaque. Grabe, talagang anywhere. So you're very comfortable right now kasi ngayon, di ba, since virtual, kahit saan, pwede, kahit na nagda-drive ka, pwede ka na makinig, manood. I mean, in the comforts of your home, kayang-kaya na natin yan. And sa Facebook Live naman natin, welcome Rora Josenia, Eve Muniz. So maraming salamat sa inyo. So I do encourage everyone also to please stay until the end of the program because you may win some prizes, some raffle prizes. You might win a book later. Okay? So since it's already past 2 o'clock, to start the program, I would like to invite everyone to do a little prayer. We'll do a little prayer and by listening to a video prayer. So I'd like to invite everyone to please listen to the video prayer. So can we start the prayer? There you go. So sabi nga, God will make a way for each new day. So thank you again, everyone. I'd like to shout out Mami Telma, watching all the way from Lucena City. And sabi niya, nasa Alfresco area daw siya, sa compound nila. Elma Perez from Davao, she's originally from Cebu. And so, again, welcome everyone. Welcome back and welcome to Pocholo. Later, you will hear more of Pocholo also. He will be one of our guest speakers. Ayan, mga veterano yung mga nandito later. So welcome back to the book launching of Revival. Thank you for spending your Saturday holiday with us. Maligayang araw ng mga manggagawa. Happy Labor Day, everyone. I am Chelisa Sampang, your host for this afternoon. And you are watching us live via Facebook and of course here in Zoom. We would like to acknowledge our special guest for this afternoon, Pocholo De Leon Gonzalez, Tony Miranda, Anil Thomas Villacalayo, and of course, our major sponsors. For making this happen, we would like to thank our major sponsors, DXN International Private Limited, MB Pano Accounting Office, JNC Consultancy, and of course, yung mga nabing yung background and everything. Thank you so much, Jen Lee Events. And most especially to all our viewers from Zoom and Facebook Live. Ayan. So, di ba, since we are all here gathered with this very wonderful event, I would like you also to put in some of your questions or comments or mga shout-outs ninyo in the chat box here in Zoom. And also, if you have any comments or again, questions, you can type it out in the Facebook Live. So, ayan, may mga link. So, yung mga link natin ha, i-drop namin sa Facebook Live tsaka dito sa Zoom. Siyempre, to officially start our program, kailangan merong opening remarks. So with the opening remarks, I would like to call the founder and producer at Tagadub TV. He is the voice master of the Philippines. Ito yung marinig natin siya sa iba't ibang radio station. And let us all welcome Pocholo De Leon Gonzalez. Pocholo, are you there? We want to hear from you, Pocholo.
Hello, can you hear me?
There you go. Let's all give a virtual applause to Pocholo. Hi, Pocholo. Good afternoon.
A great day. I think my video is not working.
Is it not? So, ganyan ang nangyayari talaga pag live.
Can you give me 1 minute?
Sure. No problem. Pero, alam niyo ba, may excite kayo lalo na later kay Pocholo kasi Pocholo will be telling us more about his journey also. Again, this is a book launch of my journey from survival to revival. Pero yung mga guests natin, talaga namang mga veterans, they have also have some challenges in this journey that they have making a book, and at the same time, ano ba yung mga scenes or things that they have done to make it known at para talaga mag-prosper yung mga book nila. Kasi right now, we change into virtual already, di ba? So, we are very glad that today, we are graced by our guests who are also authors and speakers or motivational speakers. Ayan. Pocholo, are you okay na? Pwede na tayo mag-start. Can we open the program?
Yeah, can you see me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, all right. Great day, everyone. I'm Pocholo De Leon Gonzalez, also known as the Voice Master of the Philippines. And first of all, I would like to congratulate, of course, Robinson Tumampos for making this possible. No? So nakakatuwa. Congratulations, Robinson, for this book launching of yours, Revival, My Journey from Suicide to Revival. Yan. So again, also, I would like to say great day to my friends, to my best friend, Lloyd Luna, to Sir Jesse, to Ma'am Tony, Ma'am Carissa, and lahat ng mga Philippine Association of Professional Speakers member here. Welcome. And I'm so excited for this book. Although wala pa akong kopya, asan na yung kopya ko, Robinson? So hindi ko tuloy ma-review. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung kwento. Pero of course, this is a story of his journey, no, from suicide to revival. Wow. What a very, kumbaga masasabi nating significant, relevant, and relatable story. Lalong-lalo na sa panahon ngayon ng pandemic, no? Na karamihan ng tao, I believe lahat tayo nakakaranas ng anxiety, ng depression, lalong-lalo na ngayon, maraming walang trabaho, nagugutom. Nakikita ko, araw-araw akong pumapasok sa recording studio ko dito sa Makati. Nakikita ko yung haba ng mga pila ng mga pumupunta sa mga community pantry, no? Good thing, buti pa yung mga tao, no? Merong ganitong klaseng programa. Ang tanong, asan na yung mga dapat gumagawa nito? Pero at least dito tayo sa ating book launching, may ginagawa tayo na ma-inspire, ma-motivate, ma-empower ang mga taong dumadaan sa pagsubok. Sabi nga namin, daanan nyo lang yan, huwag nyo tambayan. So yan ang pinagdaanan at kumbaga literal na pinagdaanan ni Robinson. Dito sa libro na ito, mababasa nyo ang kwento niya, of course, with the help of his co-author, Sir Paul Angelo Lazo, no? Si Sir Paul na isang magaling ding writer. So basically, I'm so excited to open this book launching. And later on, you're gonna hear more about me as an author, also a motivational speaker, and an award-winning author. Sabi nga, alam nyo, hindi nyo kailangang mag-expect ng award. Ang kailangan lang i-share mo kung anong meron ka. Because I believe you cannot share what you don't have. And that's what this book is all about. No? It's all about the story of Robinson. And also, I would like to congratulate him for being the very first, ang tawag ko nga sa kanya, ang biro ko sa kanya, ang kauna-unahang ngongong broadcaster. At wag nating ikahiya ang salitang ngongo. Parang kailangan pa bang kailangan cleft palate pa ba yan? Hindi. At the end of the day, may naiintindihan naman natin sila. Yun ang kagandahan sa mga katulad mo. Kasi mayroon akong 3 barkadang tulad mo. So, sabi ko nga, mag-iimbento ako, Robinson, gawa tayo ng automatic, nagta-translate, merong caption kaagad. Total technology naman yun. Kung kaya ng technology na matranslate o matranscribe yung mga sinasabi natin, bakit hindi sa tulad mo, no? And I believe it will happen anytime soon because of the technology. Andiyan na yung artificial intelligence. So with that, again, congratulations, Robinson, and to Sir Paul for having this book launch. And we will have me later on and to share my journey and how to write a book and how this book became an award-winning book. In 2017, this is the best book awards by the National Book Development Board, and also masasabi nating ano na siya, best-selling kasi nasa Lazada yan. At nasa Shopee din kami. Marami kaming napakarami ng nabenta. So with that, God bless you all. Mabuhay po kayo and see you soon. See you later. Congratulations, Robinson and Sir Paul. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pocholo. Maraming salamat. Since sabi mo nga wala ka pang book ng revival, kami rin yata parang wala pa kaming book nung iyong libro na titled Gusto Kong Maging Voice Talent. So we're also waiting for that book. Ayan. So salamat ng marami. Thank you so much, Pocholo, for that wonderful message to the gentleman or for this book launching. You said that we need to inspire, we need to motivate, and we need to empower. This is what we're going to do today, to empower and to motivate and to inspire everyone. Because
Miss Cha, you're on mute.
hi again. Hello, I'm back. So ganyan po ang nangyayari talaga sa technology. I am muted. So sabi ko nga kanina, Pocholo, parang kami na lang yata yung wala pa ring book. Kung wala ka pang book ng My Journey to Survival to Revival, kami din wala pa kaming book nung Gusto Kong Maging Voice Talent. Yan. So kailangan na rin namin ng book. So we're going to wait for that later. So today we are going to inspire, motivate, and empower everyone, especially the young authors and those our viewers and also those who are going to a journey in which, syempre, ano ba yung nangyayari? Let us talk about the book, My Journey to Survival, From Survival to Revival, also known as Revival 2021. Today, we will learn more about the author's journey, which is co-authored by Paul, about the facts of life, embracing imperfection towards reinvention. So this is how the journey of the Revival book has come up. So let me all welcome our co-author, a consultant and speaker. Let us all welcome and give him a virtual applause, Mr. Paul Lazo. Paul?
Thank you,
Paul,
Tony, for calling me a young author. I owe you one for that. Anyway, thank you so much. And essentially, what we'll talk about today is how the book happened. But before this all started, a brief background on how Robinson and I met. We actually physically only met once. We met in a virtual event, and he shared his book, and I volunteered to help him put his book together. And admittedly, after I ran to the first draft, I felt like quitting. Okay, because Robin's a very energetic person, and his energy was going all over the place in the book. And I said, "What am I supposed to do with this?" So it was challenging on my end because one is this is really my first book, if you want to call it. I wrote articles, short articles. I have a profile on LinkedIn. You might read a couple of them, but this is literally my first book. And so bringing it together was a challenge in itself. But anyone who's ever written a book, I think you all know it doesn't happen quickly. This book took about maybe a year to put together. We had several, okay, we're going to launch by this date. We're going to launch by December. We're going to launch by end of the year. And it just kept on being pushed down until we finally said, okay, let's do it May 1. And we put this all together. But that's a quick background of the book. But the book itself, as Cha pointed out, there are many analogies to life, if you want to say. The first part of the book talks about Rob in terms of where he came from. Okay, it talks a little bit about his background, his childhood, and of course, when you're born with a cleft palate, it's, admittedly, you can say you look like a monster. Okay, and of course, he also sounds strange. So as a child, he had a very difficult time understanding the world around him. In fact, in the book, he even attempted to commit suicide twice. If you read the quote, it says, I tried to think but couldn't. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't having any thoughts, but maybe he wasn't thinking correctly. I'm sure he had many thoughts running through his head, but the thoughts were not channeled in the right direction. So he was reacting to the world outside him. So he couldn't think, so he just reacted. And his reaction, being a child, you really can't fight back. So what do? Rob chose to attempt to take his life twice. That's the first part of the book. The second part of the book is him moving out. And this is mainly the core of the whole book. It talks about being able to forgive. But more importantly, it talks about being able to forgive yourself. If you notice in the quote, self-hatred is self-imprisonment. Self-forgiveness is self-liberation. The difficulty is if you cannot forgive yourself, you'll wind up in a circle. If you've ever flushed the toilet, you see it going around in circles down the drain of negativity. The negativity just keeps on building and building and building. It just keeps on going down. That's if you can't forgive yourself. But forgiveness in itself is something that I personally think many people confuse with forgetting. My point of view is forgiveness is letting go of a bad feeling, but you must not forget what happened. Otherwise, you haven't learned the lesson. The challenge there is sometimes the memory brings back the bad emotions that were associated with it. So it's also very difficult to separate the two. But more importantly, the other theme that we're talking about here is in the prayer, in the morning, in the prayer that started this, the video. You have to forgive me, but I forgot what the video was about. What was the title of the video, chat?
God will
God will
make a
make a way.
way.
He's absolutely right. He will make a way. I'll relate this to a quick story because I'm with the Toastmasters. And one of the questions was, what is the thing that you're most grateful for? When I thought about that, I said, I think the thing I'm most grateful for is that God gave me the power to choose. God makes a way, but we have to choose the path. Sometimes we get lost. We think the other path is better, so you run down there, right? And then you get, oh no, that's the wrong way, you come back. But the whole point there is the biggest power, I think, in all of us is the ability to choose. We have to choose to forgive. We have to choose God's way. We have to choose to be faithful. We have to choose to be strong. And that's all in part 2. Rob will talk more about part 2. Part 3 is after you've made this big decision, is actually moving forward. The quote's a very nice quote. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. Especially for an old guy like me. Okay, you might think, oh gosh, what's the saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And this is mainly for people maybe my age. For people my age, the one trick we have to keep on remembering is we have to keep on dreaming. Not reminiscing, dreaming, moving forward, because that is what will slowly keep us alive. If we go back to reminiscing, when your memories exceed your dreams, that's when you start getting old. Part 3 continues on how to continue with your life, how to make sure you have some financial protection, and we also talk about a couple laws to follow. Okay, that actually we'll talk about a little later, I think. But essentially, the book is about this journey of Rob as he goes through these 3 phases. And I think many of us, in some way or another, have been through these phases. It can be big or small. Some are short term, some are long term. But all of us have gone through this phase in our lives sometime or another. With that, that's my little piece. I'll turn it back over to Chat. Thank you, Chat.
Thank you so much, Paul. Very short but yet very interesting yung topic ni Paul. Dividing or telling us the book into 3 parts about the book. That on the first part, more of the self-pity. And then after that, sabi ni Paul, there is forgiving or forgiving yourself. Very nice, no? And then the lastly is the acceptance. Forgiving others. We have to forgive others. We have to move on, move forward. Let us forgive and move forward. Keep on dreaming. So thank you so much, Paul, for that wonderful background on or preview about the book. So that is just only the first part. Sabi nga ni Paul kanina, yung second part will Robinson will be telling us more about the second part of the book, The Journey of Revival. So with that, before I introduce to you the man behind the book, please let us all watch this video. So we're going to watch the video of our author, his beginnings as well. So are we ready with the video? So while waiting for the video, later we would be able to have both of them. Yan, sa mga panel natin. Meron pa rin tayong panel discussion or question and answer. So I hope that the video can play already. Who is Robinson Tumampos?
Yes, Cha.
Hi! Welcome back again. Yeah, yun na nga. So that is just a sneak peek of who the author is. Yan. So much awaited testimony, the first cleft public speaker in the Philippines, the only one. Sabi nga, hashtag ko sa kanya, hashtag pambansang ngongo. Ayan, di ba? Sometimes there are difficulties or journey. Maybe we can relate to his journey in different way. We are being bullied or we are being discriminated. To talk more about the book, let us all welcome the first cleft public speaker in the Philippines. Let's all give a virtual applause to Mr. Robinson Tumampos. Hi, Robinson!
For that inspiring introduction. I'm very honored that I'm hopeful. And thank you so much again for lahat ng pumunta ngayon. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy na ito kayo, and I hope ma-inspire kayo for a little time. Now, let's talk about the journey, continue to fall. I still remember na may mga bagay na I really hit myself. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I hit people. I don't know why I hate my family, especially my mother, my father, na huli told me na sana makakamalang nawala ka na, or parang every time na nagagalit sila, there are people blaming me. So, parang I feel at a young age, I cannot understand what they are talking about. So parang what? Parang napipil ko na, at least bata ka, at a young age, no idea what happened, what happened. And now, I will share to you bakit ganon, or how I able to overcome that kind of attitude na almost ulit na. And let's talk about naturally mistresses, or naturally mistresses. The word na yun are parang I realize na there are mistresses not the outside, not the inside. May mga kalaban tayo sa loob na wisdom flow na hindi tayo aware na, yun pala ang kalaban natin. Na we cannot move on, we cannot walk along the way kasi nga, we don't understand what's happening inside. So before, I keep complaining the outside world, but I never complain what's going on inside. So, again, not feeling that feeling. Before that, I would like to share with you I am born stressed. So, meron akong hiwa dito. Meron akong hiwa sa ilalim. So, 5 months after birth na yung mama ko, pinakahi nila yung harap. Then, sabi ng doktor, please come up 1 year after. Na, after 1 year, hindi na umalis. May mother, parang nakakot niya. Yun, makain kamatay ko. Yan, hindi na talagang napuno yung mukha ko sa dugo. Parang hindi na umaak, parang ayaw niyang naawat na. Then, last time, nung lumaki na ako, when I was 7 years old, yan na, yung yan na ang may kahit na sa harap at sa ilalim na laki, so ito parang natakot niya. Then I still remember when I was 7 years old, anak ko yan, na pumasok ako sa school, yung unang pasok ko sa school, I'm so excited to go to school, right? Lahat naman tayo, we are all excited. First time pumasok sa school. At I know sa mga audience natin, makakalalit yan. And me, I'm so happy. Kasi bumili ng mama ko ng bag, mga notebook, ang talagang nakatos. You know what? Tumakbo ako ganun. Nung pumasok na ako nung pumasok ako sa, kasi walang naghatid sa akin, malapit na yung school namin sa bahay. So parang about 2 kilometers lang. So doon, kung papasok ko sa school, lahat sila tumitingin sa akin. Anong meron? Kasi nahuli ako eh. Nahuli ako. So anong meron ang tingin? Maya-maya, pumasok ako sa pilit, nakita ko mga mukha nila, parang they are happy or parang pilit nila, parang tumatawa. Then, nung nagsalita na ako, ito the first time, tinawa ako ng teacher ko na magsalita sa harap. Noon, boom. That was my first bullying and Abraham. Dalawa, lumawat ako sa room, paulit-ulit. Iyak na iyak ang talaga. Hindi ko mapila ano yung nararamdaman ko. Hindi ko maisip anong nangyayari. I don't know. At 7 years old, I don't know what happening. Kasi nung time nila naalala ko, mahirap talaga kami. Dahil ako lang sa nagtrabaho sa government. Wala kami talaga. Hindi ko nakikita yung mukha ko. I cannot feel myself. Yung mukha ko talaga. Nung nakita ko ng mukha ko, noon, kaya pala. Kaya natin na every time na makikita ko anytime na nakakatawa ko, visit kung following me, visit kung insulting me, visit kung bullying me, discriminate me. Kasi nga, ito itong may, sa mukha ko. And it will continue, nakukontinue yun hanggang 9 years old, I still remember I committed suicide. At 9 years old, I want to end my life. Naiintindihan ko lang talaga, ayaw ko na sa mundo. I hate people. I hate to be discriminated. I hate to be bullied. Sabi ko, hanggang island pa ang ganitong sakit na nararamdaman ko. Until when the end of their bullying on me. Even until now, of course, different before, kung para ngayon. I can handle everything na. And to move forward, I keep bullying myself. No? Parang natutupukit na yung sarili ko. No? Parang I keep tutupukit myself. Parang lahat ng problema talaga, lahat ng problema sa pamilya at problema within myself, parang inako ko. Because I want to end my life. Gusto ko lang maakot yung buhay ko because I want to be free. Parang ayaw ko na. Tuga na. At sabi ko na sa Panginoon, Lord, kunin mo na ako. At lahat ng time na please, kunin mo na ako. I don't want to live. I don't want to mabuhay pa. Puro na lang tayo. At not feeling, parang I keep pulling myself. I keep suffocation, I keep pulling myself, pulling na lungo ka, wala kang kwenta. Kasi nagsasabi ng mama ko every time na mag-aaway sila, every time na they are quarrel, ako palagi na nakakagulan ng mga problema. Balat. So I keep pulling myself, sana nawala sana hindi ka na lang na ano. So I keep pulling myself and not pulling it because I'm hopeless. I'm hopeless na wala na. I mean, wala na. I mean, until when ko alam. Remember, 9, 10, 11, 12, hanggang elementary level. Ano to, tulit-tulit pa rin. At alam mo naman mga bata, ang mga bata, wala nila naman alam yan. Ang alam na nila is to be happy. So they are happy to see me na nakawalan nila ako. They are happy na they look at me bullied. They look at me discriminated. So parang naging aware, ilang ako sa tao before. Nakabahay lang ako. And that hopeless became, naging depressed. So I still remember depression. Yung nakaranggal lang yung buhok mo, kasi hindi na ako makatulog. Kasi all crying, umiiyak ako maghapon. And one time, naalala ko, nung nag-away kami ni mama. Yung ulit-ulit niya na nakulang ka kita, na malit ka, pinatay na kita. Honestly, ulit-ulit yan. Pinatay niya. Siguro sa mga problema din, na hindi niya ma-overcome or hindi niya ma-tanggap ng problema. Financially. So parang nung time na yun, nag-away kami, what? Sinabihan niya ako, yung kwarto ko, tinapon ko lahat yung alam mo, yung mga gamit ko doon, tinapon ko lahat. Tumakbo ako na matuloy, pumunta ako sa isang area na madilim, puno ng ahoy, at sinabi ko, Lord! Bakit ako ba? Sinasabi ko yan. Tumitigaw ako, wala naman tao Sabi wala naman tao. Lord! Why me? Bakit ako ba? Bakit na lahat ng tao sa mundo, sa mga bata, why me? And I keep asking that word. Ulit-ulit ko yan, tinatanong ko yan, Lord, why me? And what is the purpose in life? Para lang what is the purpose? Totoo ba ang Panginoon? And I only keep comparing that. And what is my purpose in life? And that time na parang I keep on feeling myself. That's why I discover self-discrimination. Actually, it's my own word. You cannot find other book. You cannot find other book na about this kind of messages. But I'm so thankful with Paul na ginawa niya yung word na the mastering of the selling messages. So before kasi, ano yan eh, the master within you. So ang ganda nakakagawa ni Paul. So I'm so thankful with Paul. Maganda yung word. And that is the truth. So that mastering the selling messages, number one, is not self-pity. Because I am being busy all the time. Why me? To go back on and what is my purpose in life? What is my purpose? What is my mission in life? I keep focusing that one. I keep asking myself, wala ako kwenta. Wala ako kwenta. Pero yun, aral-aral ka na ako, aral. Pero yung paulit ko na kahit, iyak na naman. Bukas naman, takot na naman, away na naman, or isang away ako, wala din naman, ako din talo, pagtutulungan nila ako, iyak na naman ako. So that's a long period of time na paulit-ulit yun. And that self-pity became more problematic into self-discrimination. And discriminate my own self because of what they are talking about to me. And people, you know, parang naniniwala na ako sa sinasabi nila. Naniniwala na ako na, oo nga, I agree. Totoo naman. At anak-active nangungo ako. Ever since, I hate na sabihin mo ko nangungo before. Pag may nakita ako nangungo, ano ako dyan? Parang lumalayo ako. I don't want to see myself to him or to her. Lumalayo ako, honestly. Nagsisilunok ko yan. But right now, I'm so happy for that. I'm angry, I am sick, ngungo ako. Ngayon, I am nahaklab ang bantang ngungo. I accept that. I'm happy. Kasi alam ko totoo naman talaga yun. Totoo naman. Kasi minsan, we are not living the truth. Minsan kasi naniniwala na totoo naman talaga, mahirap ka, ayaw mo anak nila, kagalit ka. Or angit ka. Sabihin mo, hindi ka angit naman talaga. Or wapo ka, or what if. Diba? Yung anak accept the truth. And not me, I cannot accept the truth. I still believing na normal ako. I still believing na I am like other children. Na normal lang ako. And that self-discrimination more lumala to self-abuse. So, na-abuse ko na yung sarili ko. No? Hindi na ako mananamit. Parang pupunta ako sa school, wala na ako, parang walang direction. Tapos, kung hindi ako magpalot na mama ko, kakaluin ako. Parang aluin ako. So, ako pa, kasi sabi niya, kung wala kang ikatutuhan, wala kang magkatutuhan, wala kang katutuhan. So, parang parang kaino na lang. So, I think I'm losing myself. Na minsan, naglalakad ako na walang sinilas. Ang init ng panahon. Because I want, wala naman. No one there. Nobody there for me and my family. But I realized later on that it's my own fault. That I'm not fault because why? Because emotional pain. No, maganda to eh. Ito nakuha ko to sa isang author. Nakalimutan ko lang. I still remember. Nakuha ko sa isang author. Sabi niya, emotional pain will determine according to resistance. The more you resist, the more pain you have. Tama naman talaga. Sabi niya, kung ayaw mo masaktan na panakin mo ang sinasabi nila. You have to accept to avoid emotional pain. You have to accept everything ano ang sinasabi nila. And that is, ang sinasabihan ako nila, you are afraid, you are ugly. Nagagalit ako. I resist. Hindi totoo yan. And wow. Nung nakata ko to, I try to accept everything. Totoo man o hindi, I accept it. And that's the time I feel the presence of self-forgiveness. At lahat ko na ulit yung sarili ko. Tandaan ko nakikil yung, wow, oo na, no, I don't care. Kaya yung word na I don't care, ako yun. I don't care. Ano pa sabihin mo sa akin? I don't care. Sabihin mo ko lang, I don't care. Because I know who I am. I know who I believe myself. And I know God created me. And talagang it's all about, it's all about self-reprogramming. So I'm able to reprogram myself. In what way? I reprogram myself. Kasi lahat naman tayo parang computer. At kaya ang computer mo, you need to reprogram. Right? So meron kang problema more on virus, you need to reprogram. So myself also, I keep on reprogramming. And until now, hindi naman tayo perfect eh. And until now na nakapit na ako na I'm free, that can people bullying me. I keep on level up myself. I keep on mastering myself. I never mastering other people. Because mastering other people is power. But the true power is mastering yourself. Right? You need to master yourself, not the other people. And that is one is just reprogramming. So reprogram yourself by what? You need to have yourself. You need to forgive yourself. And when ito, self-forgiveness will guide you into self-freedom. Well, when you say self-freedom, hindi naman lahat ng lakan, hindi naman lang freedom eh, hindi naman lahat na what I'm talking about this word is self-freedom is no matter what they say about to me, I don't care. I am free. I am free within. So, kaya, sinasabi ko, I am able to uh, to to experience the word self-freedom. So for now, lumaki what it is, sabihan nila ako, wala na. Hindi sa trabaho ko, they're bullying me. Wala. Wala na. Parang legma. Or the word, umay. Naumay na ako. Sa Tagalog ka, naumay na ako. Paulit-ulit na lang. Namalit ako until now. That's why I accept everything. So meron nakuha na ko na Mahatma Gandhi, sabi niya, na we can never forgive, but forgiveness is the attribute of the throne. Tama? Yung mga tao na talagang kaya magpa-forgive, you are the throne one. Mahirap kaya, sabi ko na, sorry, it's not enough. May problema ka, sorry, it's not enough. But you have to forgive. At sabi ni Paul, yeah, you have to forgive. Yung anak forgive. What you do? Tama naman, di ba? Of course, you need to forgive yourself first before you can forgive other people. You cannot forgive other people if you are not forgiving yourself. So I'm sorry, it's mamabaw ng word. Yan, I'm sorry, no. Mamabaw ng word. Yan, I forgive you. Bakit ko? Long time na na-master ko na yung sarili ko. Nalalaman ko na, malayo ka lang, mata mo, alam ko na yan. Binubuli mo ako eh, discriminated. So one time yan, naalala ko, one time, umakaya ko ng jeep. Maraming, umakaya ko ng jeep. Maraming mga estudyante, ako lang sa gitna. Yung harap ko, itawa. Tinatawanan ako. Lumaki na lang kami sa terminal. Itawa na. Puto ko lang sabihin, ba't yung tinatawanan? Wala kong laki na. Yung wala, sabi ko, ilamulan ko na lang yung mukha ko. Ilamulan ko na lang, yung wala, I know. So, sabi ko sa kanya, I forgive you. So every time na people bully me, every time that people discriminate me, I forgive you. Now, for those, yung mga ano natin, kung meron silang nilailan, I forgive you. If you are people on discriminate me, I forgive you. The Lord na bahala sa'yo ako. I do myself. I keep on embrace myself. I have myself. I love myself. and I treat myself. Dati hindi naman ako ganito manamit. Hindi naman ulit. Naku, wala na ako eh, wala na. Lalo ko na, kahit anong damit yan, law-law ako dati. Law-law na ang ano ko, damit ko dati, malalaki. So ngayon, ano ko, why, kasi, iba na ang, iba na yung takbo ng pag-iisip ko eh, yung mindset ko. The way I feel in love within myself. You need to in love to yourself to back again. Why? If you keep in love yourself, anything open the opportunity. The door of opportunity will open if you love yourself, if you treat yourself, if you keep on reprogramming yourself, if you keep on mastering yourself, you can master the outside world. Because the inside, you keep on mastering. And that way, natitinulog ko na yung, natitinulog ko yung pananaw ko na, now I see myself hot at this door, not a victim anymore. Because, sabi ko na, I'm able to conquer the word self-freedom. No matter what you say, no matter what you say, I'm still going on for myself, to keep on telling myself na hindi lang ako mag-tripot yan. And I hope everyone will to understand that the word self-freedom is all about no matter what you say, you're still on top. Wala kang problema doon. Kung masama ang sinasabi nila, hindi tayo makakituhan. That is the word of self-freedom. Support it them, no matter what you say. And that way, from old Robinson to a new Robinson. And here I am. I'm able to talk around the Philippines, from Mindanao, Visayas, to Luzon. And I keep on training. And yung mga audience ko dito, andito sa loob. Andito sila. They are supporting me from Cebu to, from Davao, to, they are supporting me. And I'm so thankful to my company, to my MLM company, the XN. And I know there are members here. I'm so thankful. Without this company, I think no Robinson will not exist. So I'm so thankful for them, that company that helped me, believe in me, trust me, na kaya ko makipag-inspire sa mga tao na nawawala na ng pag-asa. Lalo-lalo na this time of pandemic. And with that, the new Robinson again is born. So that is my journey from suicide to a revival. Revival from the world, from being suffocated within myself. Being right now, being a champion, being a mastermind to my own self. So with that, thank you so much for listening on me. Sana maintindihan niyo ko. Kanina ko naintindihan, problema nyo na yun. Or there's something wrong with your headphone, that's it. Joke lang. So with that, thank you so much, host, sorry, for that. So I would like to thank, of course, the Philippine Association of Professional Teachers for being here, support me all the way. Thank you so much, Sir Lloyd, Sir Gigi, Tony, David, and all of you, sincerely, thank you so much because you give me hope na hindi alam yan kung ang tawag tumaan. So, you need to join the people with Christian mindset, Christian principles, Christian full point of view. So, parang naging part ako ng Philippine Association of Professional Teachers. And of course, today, I am a new host of the Board of Disability, o sinan mo, Sir Pucholo, thank you so much. Binigyan niya ako ng time to explore more for my goal. Sabi ko nga, Sir, kaya ko kaya yan? Kaya mo yan! At na may boses. So sabi niya, layahin mo si President Duterte. Naku, nayungo na Duterte. Ano kaya mayayari? So, yun. So, I am the new host of Disability every Friday with my co-host, Robinson. Here also. So, keep on following us. And of course, to my member of the SN, company, and thank you so much. And of course, I would like to acknowledge and honor to my major sponsor. It will not happen without this lady, without behind the master of the all of lahat from 1 month preparation until now na maganda yung flow ng virtual natin. I would like to acknowledge Yami and then thank you so much for accepting and thank you so much for offering your kindness, priceless kindness to help me to launch this book. And of course, without further ado, my favorite and my beautiful host, Larry Champang, the owner and founder of PNC Auto Country. Thank you so much again for helping me on the way. And this is very supportive, not only for a partner, but a partner that this is an asset for me. And thank you for the boys, creative boys, 35 boys like Solo, for giving me the opportunity na hindi pa yung world ko over and over again. So with that, thank you so much for your time and effort na makasip po ngayon. It's an honor and I'm so thankful na nangyari po na lahat ito. And all of this, I will honor to my family, my kids, and to my, of course, no other than to our Lord, our God. With that, thank you, back to you, our host.
Thank you so much sa ating pambansang Ngongo. Maraming salamat for inspiring us. Sabi mo kayo na, ang question mo, why me? Ako naman tanong ko, why not you? Kasi kung hindi ikaw, wala tayong ganito ngayon diba? We're not going to have this book launch kung hindi nasagot na, why not you? So it's really you. You are the chosen one to really have experienced these things in your life. And sabi mo kayo na, I don't care, I am free, and because you are loved. To all our viewers, can you please write in the chat box, can you type in the chat box na word love? Everyone, I encourage you to write in the chat box here in Zoom and in Facebook in the comment section, please write the word love. So ngayon, with full confidence, we are loved, we forgive. So I really wanted you to write love in the chat box or in the comment section. Robinson, I just want to read something here in the Facebook Live. Sabi dito ni Eve Muniz, maraming normal magsalita, but pangit ang lumalabas sa bibig. You are more blessed, sabi gano'n ni Eve Muniz. You are a blessing actually. And sabi ni Stax Savellano, congratulations, King. Great talk, more power. And your classmate, Melanie Condes. Wow, sabi niya. Thank you, Rob, for sharing your life to inspire others, especially in this time of pandemic. Very proud classmate here. So yung mga, to all our viewers, if you want to read the book, I encourage you to stay because we're going to raffle out. You're going to win something later at the end of the show or the end of the program. So hindi pa tayo tapos, yan pa lang ay panimula ng journey ni Robinson, the author. And of course, I'd like to call back. Sige, wala pa ako naglalagay ng love. Meron na. There's Paul, there's Queen, so love Josh, Alan, love, talagang love. And I love you all for who you are. Aniel Thomas says, I love you all for who you are. Diba? We are created unique. Diba? Everyone is created unique. Remember that even our thumbprints are different. Even the twins' thumbprints are different. We are all created different, but we are all created equal. So we have to put in mind the uniqueness that we have because we would be authentic of who we are and how we are. It's how you accept the word acceptance of who you are is something different. You enhance your features, you enhance your confidence. It's not basically you don't care. Di ba no, Robinson? It's not basically you don't care. But I want to move on. I want to improve because I accept everyone. Sino nag-hi? Hi, whoever you are. Palagay natin, sino ba yan? Love tayo dito. Ma'am Telma, Mommy says love. Robert Dizan says love. And to the Galaxy tab, yung sa mga phone love. Everyone says love, love, love. And I like it. You know, you can put or you can type the questions down below in the chat box or in the comment section, because I'd like to call back Paul together with Robinson for a little bit of a question and answer. Baka yung mga guests natin, yung mga viewers natin, our viewers has questions for the both of you. Probably there are. I would also like to call my co-host, Robbie Dizan. I'd like to call Robbie Dizan, my co-host, to
Yes,
ask
hi.
question.
Hello.
There, good
Yes,
na
hi.
boses.
Good, good
Gosh.
afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
One more thing, I would like to read Anil's comment. Absolutely, we are created in the image of God, yet we are unique, good-looking, articulate, different colors, amazing social beings. So very nice, very well said. Later you'll hear more about Anil. So I'm excited also. Robbie, baka may mga, are there questions? Or can you see questions coming up in the comment sections or in the chat box? Yan.
Okay, meron tayong questions dito. Meron akong nakita may question dito. For Sir Robinson ang unang tanong, and also to the rest of the people. Ang tanong dito is how hard for someone to step up and move on dun sa nakagawian, and ano yung naging turning point that drives you to step out on this kind of situation ba? Yun yung naging tanong ng isang audience natin dito. So yeah, for the speakers, again, the question is how hard for you to step up and move on your previous situation, and what is the turning point that drives you to step out on that situation.
Well,
Like,
let's put it this way. How many of you here have promised to start dieting, but actually started? Okay. Behavioral change is difficult. It is. It's not easy. But it's not physically difficult. It is emotionally difficult. The author, Susan David, Dr. Susan David, who's one of the authorities in emotional intelligence, he speaks of emotional labor. If you think about it, it really isn't physically difficult. It's more of an emotional issue. It's like when when you're trying to speak and the words are stuck in your throat, that kind of feeling. Okay, those are all emotions, and it's just emotional labor. It is really difficult to change behavior. I think we all know this. Okay, even people are about to die. He's a diabetic. They're already cutting off his foot, but he's still eating sugar. Okay, it really is difficult to change. It is not easy. Admittedly, in the book, it comes across as easy and quick, but it's not. It's not. Rob still hasn't finished. Okay, I'm what? I'm 58, 57. Rob is what? A lot younger, but we're all still going through our journeys, all of us, and we're all struggling. So it's not easy. I don't want to give the impression that it is, but it is something that all of us can and must do. Rob, anything?
Okay, thank you so
yes,
much. So, thank you so much, Sir Paul. How
yes,
about you, Sir Robinson?
yes,
Partner.
oo. I still, still remember na if you have a calling, no matter how hard, that will not call you, will not give you the opportunity, and no matter how hard, no matter wala kang talento or you have no skill, but when God takes you, everything will happen. And actually, God calling me when the time na ano ako, yung ano ako, attendance ako ng motor na about 100 kilometer, and nabangga ko yung isang malaking baka, and nasira yung motor ko, sira ang motor ko, back in fact, na kumakot ako ng 4 hours sa hospital, no matter what, walang nangyari ha. So, everything amazed. Sabi lang, miracle. Kasi na, mali ang mga nila ko. At kung natuloy ko, walang helmet. Wala man ang kagalot-galot. So, ayun lang, that's calling me. That's a call. So, after that, ginawa ko lahat to, to, ano, Lord, binigyan mo ako ng buhay. It is another chance to live and another chance to inspire, not only to my hometown, but throughout the world, to inspire that there is God. And then ako yun. And I thought it's a calling. Back to you.
Calling, no?
Yes.
So are there any questions? Ako meron ako isang question dito. What inspires you really in making or decide for you to write this book? Ano yung moment of truth na yun na I want to write na talaga? This is it. And how did you encourage your co-author to write with you? Kayo actually nabagit na kayo na ni Paul, but how did you convince the co-author to write with you? Sabi ni Paul kasi kanina, if I remember, this is actually his first time to really write a book. So, what inspires you in making this and convincing the co-author? And the co-author to convince the author, tara, come on, let's do it. This is it.
Yeah, it's so amazing, right? Actually, meron ako dala, yung ako naman dala ko yung buong libro, yung mga cut paper, yung yung unwrite, lahat. Then sabi ko, maghahanap ako sa Manila, matutulong sa akin. I came from Manila. And I pumunta ako sa Manila, because gusto ko mag-abroad, at then nagtama ko. Gusto ko magpunta ng New Zealand, nagtama ko. Sabi ko, what happened? Napugot ang pera ko, wala na ako, ang libro ko, yung book ko. So, until then, so, naghahanap ako ng mga opportunity or tulay or upgrade na tulungan ako mag-fulfill yung dream ko na yung libro ko. I know it will inspire a lot of people. I know it will inspire not only for like me, but the normal people. So, yung time na yun, nag-invite ako ng pera, ating seminar, ebook. Then one time, nag-atin ako ng masterclass with David Bolomillo, also an author, yung analytical. Then we have the group niya, sabi ko, ito malaki lang pera na gastos ko. Walang tumulong sa akin, there's something wrong. Parang wala naman na feedback. So, parang doon. So, yung group chat na yun, sabi ko, bahala na, akala na ng mukha. So, I let ko ng mukha. So, I put my introduction into group chat. Lahat ko ng group chat ko, at group member namin, ipot ko na reply. Uy! I know Paul, alam ko magaling. I don't know kung author niya, I don't know. Alam ko, mukha na magaling. Sabi ko, he tried to, Paul, sabi na, Rob, PM me. Noong time na yun, nagsimula na. PM na kami. Sabi ko, this is my book. Hope you understand this. Very, ang grammar, wala doon, wala dito. Basta, ikaw na bahala. Yun, sabi Paul, ang sakit na ulo. Your book is too rumble. I don't know how to. Paul, give me time, please. Paul, please. Makulit ako eh. I keep moving, put him na. Kaya mo yan. Hindi lang, take time. Kung ano mamagdali. So, umabot ng umabot ng taon. Bago na, totally na-finalize. And that's the reason why we collaborate. Like Paul, you are my co-author because halos na content you revise. May ang content. At yun na, mag-ulo yung content ko. So, you are my co-author now. So, yun. Okay naman na.
Okay. There's a nice question in the chat, but before I answer that, to answer Chad's question, I just made a commitment. I told Rob I would do it. and I decided not to take it back. Okay, that's what it boiled down to. I said, okay, Rob, give me the book. I'll take a look at it. I'll see what I can do. After that, I said, well, I already promised. Okay, so I just continued. Okay, and it was a challenge. I mean, I'm not, as I said, this is my first effort, and I always had to wait for an epiphany to get my thoughts together. Okay, it wouldn't. I can't just sit down and start writing. I just had to wait for an epiphany to happen. Okay, thank you. So I believe there's a question in the chat. You're on mute, chat.
Yeah,
There you go.
there is a question. This is the last question because we have another speaker, but don't worry sa mga guests natin, we'll get back to the authors and the co-author. But can you read the last, Robbie, can you see the question? Though I can see the question.
Yes, yes. I
Okay,
can
can
see
you read?
the question here, Cherries. Ang tanong dito is, what advice can you give in order for me to bring back my passion in writing?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, my advice is simple. I won't do a Nike. I won't just say just do it, but I'll tell you just start. Okay, Sir, I think it was Sir Francis Bacon. He said that when you start with doubt, you end with certainty. But when you start with certainty, you end with doubt. So right now you're doubting, just start. Okay, even if it's something small, just start writing. Okay.
Yeah. Tama, no? Yung ipon, ano lang, yung
I think that's
ipon,
Patricia, is it?
Yeah, it's the question was from Patricia Evangelista.
Yep. Yeah.
ipon writing lang. No, there's a lot of trouble within the writing. But only lang, no, naalala ko pa to until today. Naalala ko to. Kaya nagawa ko yung libro. Because every time I sleep, kung meron ako naalala, meron akong parang biglang, so, iisip ako, itutulat ko yan lahat. Kasi alam ko, tomorrow, mawawala na yan. So, I think it's a best advice. If you want to write, then meron kang content, meron kang papel beside you. Anytime na meron kang parang meron kang idea or while you're traveling, you can write this one. And yun, ang dami mo na magawa. Yeah, that's true. Yan ang ginawa ko. That makes me this book. Yeah, yun.
So kailangan mo maghanap din ng
Alright.
co-author. I think.
Yeah.
So I know you have a lot of questions. Diba na, Robbie, there are a lot of questions, but of course we have another speaker.
Mhm.
We have a guest speaker, an international speaker, and maybe we could call back later our author and our co-author. Is that okay
Sure.
with you guys?
Yeah.
All right, so let us continue with the program. So thank you so much, Paul and Robinson. Again, to our viewers, please just type your comment or your questions in the Facebook Live or in the Zoom. So also you would be able to win some raffle prizes in the end of the show or in the end of the program. So let me now proceed to the next part, inviting an international speaker, an international author. We are so honored to have with us this afternoon a man who is zealous to read, speak, and learn, which makes him an eloquent orator. His peer and professional coaching programs gained him a medal in speed reading, conversation tactics, rational thinking, and social intelligence. He is the co-founder of eBookery, Young Empowerment and Entrepreneurs Connect, and Brain City. Let us all welcome our guest, Mr. Anil Thomas Valiakaliadin. Hello, Sir Anil. Hello, Thomas. Hello. And welcome to the program. Let's all give Anil a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Robin sir, Paul sir, and Karisha. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
It's Charissa.
Ah, Sharisa. Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? The Filipino names are very similar to Indian names. Hardly you ever pronounce it. So you make it so difficult, our names. Great to see you all today. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here with Robinson and Paul, sir. And the Robinson has forwarded me the book in the morning, early morning. It was at 4 o'clock Dubai time. So I tried to finish off the book, and I spent almost an hour, 64 pages, 10 chapters. I I, I finished off the book. Beautiful product. I must appreciate both of you for coming out with such a wonderful book. And let me look at the book. Restoration. Restoration. I was looking at the actual meaning of restoration. A revival. A revival is restoration to life or consciousness. That is how Robinson has named his book. And it's an amazing subject, an amazing name to give. And the book talks about the self-pity. So I was going through the self-pity part of it, the psychology of the self-pity. The self-pity generates the inability to produce anything. This is what the psychology of self-pity. When I look at Robin, he has done amazing things at this age. I'm still trying to, I'm into my late 40s, I'm into early 50s, I would say. And I still can't finish off a book. And I'm running many book clubs in different languages, different continents, but I still could not finish a book. But at this age, he could finish off a book. So he was not spending his time in the self-pity. When self-pity is dominant, we deny our responsibility. That is the psychology behind the self-pity. So one way of achieving this is the desire for endless travel. That is what exactly Paul Sir has referred. Robin is still too early in his life. He is moving ahead in his life. He is going to do a lot of things in his life, I know. And congratulations on getting your book published. Precious few had the courage actually to write a book in this age. You have written an amazing read in 64 pages. Of course, much of your subject was your own hard-won experience in this subject. Nevertheless, I truly admire you. You have not taken anything as a challenge. You conquered the world. And personally, my congratulations and my prayers. And the book, as I was going through the book, a few things I wanted to mention it here. One is the language of opportunity. The language of opportunity is referred in the book. What is the language of opportunity? Opportunities are all around. I always tell my friends, green is all around, but we look for green on the other side. So language of opportunity is one topic in this book. Second thing is another topic in this book is power of self-image. I'm not taking much of time. Power of self-image. Self-image is a mental picture, generally of a kind that is quite resistant to change, develop either from personal experience or by internalizing the judgment. So this is what the self-image is all about. We try to live in our own self-image rather than enhancing it. So the book talks about what kind of self-image one should possess. This is an amazing topic again. And then one more subject I found it. I want to mention it here. Our brains are designed to keep us alive. I was going through the psychology point of the book. Our brains are not only designed to keep us alive, but it is designed to thrive. That's exactly what our brains are designed, not only to survive, but also to excel in all walks of our life. Thank you so much for inviting me onto this platform. Well done, Robin. Well done, Paul sir. May God bless you amazingly in future as well. Shariza, thank you very much so much for inviting me and hosting me here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Please don't go away. We'll still have a lot of things to do after this. We have another guest speaker. But you know, you're right. The power of self-image, a mental picture of who you are and what kind of person you want to be now or in the near future. The psychology of life is the design to excel and to thrive. This is the psychology of life. And thank you for telling this to us about the psychology of who you want to be or the psychology of life. It's really up to us to decide who we wanted to be and how we wanted to become. We're like butterflies, actually. We are in a cocoon and cannot be forced to be pulled out, because if we do that, we'll have deformities or difficulties in life, and we just let it, let it break and let it shine. And thank you so much, Thomas, for being here with us, and so glad to have you as part of our guest, or as part of our program, as our guest speaker. I know a lot of our guests, or our audience, our viewers, would like also to ask some questions, but later I'll call you back. Please do stand by, because I'm going to call another guest speaker. Again, thank you so much, Thomas, for being here. And well, stay until the end. Thank you so much. So going to our second, okay, this is now the second guest speaker. You saw him a little while ago in the opening remarks. So Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez, sabi niya kanina, he said that he is the multi-awarded. I'll use multi-awarded. Diba? Ang saya, multi-awarded. He is the author of Gusto Kong Maging Voice Talent. Ayan. For me to introduce, or let me introduce to you our next guest speaker, winning the award-winning author of Gusto Kong Maging Voice Talent. And I think the best person to introduce him is, of course, himself. Let me call back our guest speaker, Mr. Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez. Pocholo, it's now time to shine. Ano ba yung meron ka, and grace this event as well. Ano ang pwede nating malaman pa sa iyo and for all our authors? So take it away, Pocholo.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Ayan. So, ang galing. Congrats again, Robinson. No? I've been monitoring you kanina pa, and I'm so inspired by your story. So, again, I'm going to show you an intro video na kagagawa ko lang. Actually, ngayon ko lang tinapos. Sinabol ko talaga siya. Just to give you a new perspective, no, of how can you be introduced in a digital perspective. Kasi sa ngayon, I believe things has changed, no? Speaking is no longer the same, and the public is in their home, no? Nasa bahay na yung mga tao. So, marami akong tuturo sa inyo na very effective. I just came from a very big event, more than 2,500 online na nanood. It is actually an event of Wyatt Philippines, Wishcraft, and IMAP, Integrated Midwife Association of the Philippines. And it's really big. So I was in a very big, ang tawag doon yung stage, sound stage, no? And sabi nga, meron akong pinost from here to there. So let's see. And I would like to share this opportunity to everyone. So can you hear the music? All right. So
Yes, we can,
ayan,
we can.
and ito na yung bagong ngayon stage, no? Masasabi kong hindi na po babalik ang mundo ng public speaking sa stage kahit kailan. Naniniwala ako dahil ang tao nasanay na rin sa ganitong platform. So I would like to show you a video na ginawa ko lang kanina. Hinabol ko for Robinson, no, for this book launching. Okay, ako na rin mag-introduce, ladies and gentlemen, the voice master of the Philippines, Mr. Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez. Ayan. Wait lang.
Actually, Pocholo, meron nga ako sa yung meron nga akong introduction. Habang inaano, gusto kong introduce
sige.
kita eh. Ayan.
Sige.
Ay,
Simulan mo, Ma'am Charissa.
Sige.
Oo.
Sabi ko kanina, I think the best person to introduce himself is no other than you. But let us welcome the talented and sought-after voice, director, trainer, motivational speaker, Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez. Okay ba? Yun talaga yung introduction ko sa iyo eh.
Sige ma'am. Actually, gusto ko talagang maging bida dito, syempre, ang ating authors. Pero gusto ko lang mag-share, no. Ayoko kasing matapos yung maghapong ito or sa event na to. Wala kayong take home. Although nasa bahay kayo. Wait lang.
Okay.
Hindi ko kasi mailipat yung Ayan, wait.
Sige lang. Ganyan
Ayusin ko
talaga
lang
ang
ah.
mga live. Pagka live talaga, a lot of
Wait
things
lang
do
po.
happen. But, Pocholo, I'm so
Ayan.
glad and happy kasi, di ba, author to author, talagang ang dami nyo pwedeng i-share.
Mhm.
Yung mga nag-inspire. Katulad sinabi nga ni Patricia, paano bang mabalik yung kanyang interest in writing?
Mhm.
So, maybe this is the right time, this is the right
Yes.
moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Diba?
Oo.
Are we
Ito na po
ready,
yung
Pocholo?
video.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Can you see the video?
Yes, we can.
All right. And I hope you can hear it too. Alam nyo ba, isa akong batikang voice director, voice coach at influential speaker dito at sa buong mundo. Ginawaran bilang isang youth advocate, author at entrepreneur. At ang tawag sa akin ng marami, the man behind 1,000 voices. Ang yabang ko ba? Ako si Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez, ang tinaguriang Voice Master ng Pilipinas. Bakit Voice Master? Dahil ako ang boses sa likod ng libu-libong commercials, mga dinab na pelikula, anime at telenovela, original animation, video games, at audiobooks sa loob ng mahigit 2 dekada. Nagsimula ako sa mundo ng voice acting noong 1996 nang maging champion ako sa isang voice acting competition sa ABS-CBN. Pero higit pa dyan, tinawag akong voice master dahil ako ang nagtatag ng kauna-unahang voice acting school sa Pilipinas, ang Voice Acting Academy Philippines. Mula pa noong 2005, libo-libong estudyante na ang nag-graduate sa aking school at ngayon kilala sila sa larangan ng voice acting, hosting, broadcasting at maging professional speaking. Ako ang CEO ng Creative Voices Productions, Creative Sound Studios, Dubbing Booth Company, Voice Talent Store, Speechcom Center, Creative Visions Productions at Creative Virtual Media. At founder ng Voice of the Youth Network, Voice Care Philippines, The Microphone Club, VG8 Radio, Entrep Radio, Philippine Association of Professional Speakers at Tagadab TV. At alam niyo ba, tinanghal ang aking librong Gusto Kong Maging Voice Talent bilang Best Book on Professions sa National Book Award noong 2017. At sinulat ko ang chapter tungkol sa dubbing sa librong The Art of Voice Acting ni James Alberger noong 2019. Hindi naman ako masyadong busy, no? Pero ito ang pinakamaipagmamalaki ko sa lahat nang tumigil ang mundo noong 2020. Nagpatuloy pa rin ako. Sa gitna ng pandemya at lockdown, nagpatuloy akong magbigay ng oportunidad para sa mga nangangarap maging voice artist. Gumawa ako ng mga libreng online workshop sa aking Voice from Home program upang magturo ng voice acting at ng paggawa ng home recording studio. Kaya noong June 2020, itinatag ko ang Certified Voice Artist Program, ang kauna-unahang certification program para sa voice acting sa Pilipinas online. At ngayon, libo-libong voice artist na ang na-certify sa programang ito. Kaya ayon, sila na ngayon ang tumutugon sa napakalaking demand para sa Tagalog dubbing at voiceover sa buong mundo. Sila na ngayon ang tutupad sa aking Vision 2025 na to make the Philippines the center of Filipino and Tagalog voiceover and voice acting excellence sa buong mundo. Dahil naniniwala akong karapat-dapat marinig ang boses ng bawat Filipino voice artist at may mga taong kailangan silang mapakinggan. At ikaw, may boses ka ring dapat marinig at greatness na dapat ibahagi sa iba. Kaya andito ako para tulungan ka. Handa ka na ba? Ayan, I hope na-inspire kayo dun sa video na yun, ano? Robinson, ginawa ko yun kagabi lang, hinabol ko para ako at least you will be inspired by that story. And I think Miss Cha, no? And also Sir Anil Thomas from India, great day. How are you, sir? And I hope
Nice
I'm
meeting
sorry
you, sir.
for
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, I'm sorry for speaking in Filipino because I
No, that's
think,
perfectly fine.
but I'll try my best to speak in English. So sige, I will translate some of the things that I'm going to say. Because as you know, I've spoke to more than 15 countries around the world already. I've been working with youth ever since I started Voice of the Youth Network in 2000. No, in 1996. That's 25 years ago. So yun po, siguro mabilis lang po ako kasi I usually speak for 2 to 3 hours. And I have this program called Certified Voice Artist Program, which I do every week. Literally, for the past 16 years, I've been teaching nonstop. No, I have produced more than 5,000 graduates under the Voice Acting Academy Philippines. So what we do is I train voice artists, hosts, DJs, broadcasters, motivational speakers, etc. Anyone that uses their voice to, and my goal is to make the Philippines, my vision is to make the Philippines the center of voiceover excellence in the world. So basically, we Filipinos are really good communicators. We are not just speakers, we are communicators. I believe that communication is the most powerful tool that we can ever have. And as you know, sir, Anil, no, I'm so happy to have you in our country, even it's digital. So anyway, again, I'm going to share you something. No, gusto ko lang share sa inyo kung paano ba ako naging award-winning author. Again, hindi ko po ginusto at hindi ko rin sukat akalain. I've never thought, Sir Anil, or Mr. Anil, that I'm going to be an award-winning author. And also, my book sold more than 100,000 copies already. My book is the only voice acting book in the Philippines that being used by all mass communication and communication students in a local language, because most of the books that are being used are from abroad or from the US. And I'm so proud to say that I'm the only Filipino recognized by the International Voiceover Organization. And I'm the one who wrote a chapter about dubbing in the Bible of voice acting, which is the art of voice acting. The author is my mentor, Mr. James Alberger. You can check it out on Google. So in 2016, my dream of writing a book started when I was 16. So, and since I'm also a I'm a speech communication graduate, and my undergrad is English creative writing, but I'm not good in writing. So I'm good in speaking. So that's why I became a voice talent. So at age 16, I started doing voiceover work for ABS-CBN. At age 18, I became a director. So I have done so many anime cartoons. So I can show you some of my talents. So maybe, sige, mag-ano po ako, kumbaga from Tagalog, English para, in due respect with Sir Anil that cannot understand Filipino. So ako po yung nagboses sa mga iba't ibang anime, telenovela. Ang pinakasikat ko po ay ang pinakasikat din na programa, which is Meet Your Garden. Ako po yung boses ng tatay ni Sanchay. Ang boses ko ganito. Sige nga, bilang kayo. 1, 2, 3. Sabay-sabay. 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3.
Yan.
Magandang araw sa inyo. Ako nga pala ang tatay ni Sanchay. Kamukha mo si Sanchay siya. Ang ganda-ganda mo, Miss Charissa.
Yan. Yun yung boses ng tatay ni Sanchay. And for the benefit of our guest from India, I will do some international voices like SpongeBob. I'll do all the SpongeBob characters. Okay? Okay. Count 1, 2, 3 again.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, come on, Patrick. I'm SpongeBob. Ay,
Hey, how are you, SpongeBob? My name is Patrick.
Hey, shut up, SpongeBob. I'm Squidward.
Hey, my name is Mr. Krabs. Ay.
And I
Is
can
that
also
really
do
you?
some Disney characters like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. Yan.
Oh, come on, Pluto. Let's go. Oh,
Gosh, I'm Goofy. Si Pluto. And some Transformer characters. I can do Megatron, Optimus Prime, and Starscream. Yung,
I live to serve you, Lord Megatron.
Where's the cube, Starscream? Autobots, transform and roll out.
So I can do almost all characters. Anyway, just to make this event lighter, and sabi ko nga, when I've met Robinson, sabi ko, let's create your brand. Gawa tayo ng brand mo. Naalala ko, gawin ko ng pambansang ngongo. At ikaw ang pinakaunang ngongong voice talent. I mean, for other people, it's very, parang anong tawag doon? Parang yung pag may sinabi kang parang hindi maganda na sa pandinig nila. Nakaka-offend. But for me, at the end of the day, you just have to accept the reality, no? Minsan, ako, isa sa mga sinabi, mayabang si Pucholo, napakayabang ng taong yan. Oo na, yun lang ang meron ako, aalisin ko pa ba? Wala nang ako yaman, wala pa ba akong yabang? Sabi ng mga Batangay, sa Batangas, ay mawalan na ng yaman, wag lang ng yabang. Oh. At the end of the day, ito, dalawang uri lang po ng yabang, yung makakasira at yung makakatulong. Okay? Sa Tagalog po, ay yabang, ang sa English ay confidence or boastful. Saan? Mamili ka. Ako po, bilang Pilipino, naniniwala ako, dapat meron tayong, dignidad na dapat ipagmalaki at ipagyabang sa buong mundo. Kasi minamaliit na tayo. Ay, alam mo yun, minsan yun yung tinatawag na false humility. Yan na nakakasira din sa mga tao eh. Wala ka nang kayang ipagyabang, nagiging humble ka pa. You can only be humble if you have something to be proud of. Pero kung mababa ka na, iangat mo naman sarili mo, inaapakan ka na eh. Ikaw na nga lang ang tutulong sa sarili mo, hindi mo pa tutulungan. Tama po ba? Katulad ng ginawa ni Robinson. Noong time na siya ay inaapakan, siya yung time na inaapi siya. O di ba, niloloko ka. Ano mo na ni na ininiang namin yan. So alam ko yan kasi meron akong tropa, tatlong tropa ngongo din. Kaya nga ako, naging translator eh. Aba, alam mo yun, nagkaroon na ng time na mayroon na akong ibang language. Bakit? Naintindihan ko sila. Di ba? Totoo yun. Nagkaroon ka ng conversion sa utak mo na, ganito pala yung gusto niyang sabihin. Oo. Di ba? Meron nga akong joke eh. Alam mo yun, Robinson, yung kwento ko sa'yo. May mga, actually galing to kay Ian Barcelona, yung best friend natin. Sabi niya, may isang ngongo. Sabi niya, nasa dilim daw sila. Masikip daw yung, yung dadaanan. Sabi, labas ka muna, baka malaglag tayo. Okay. Nagdadrive siya ngayon. Okay, aat niya. Boom! Okay, kakasya. Biglang boom! Sabi mo, kakasya. Namin ko, aat niya. Puno ng aat niya. Puno pala ng akasya. Okay, ito pa. Alam mo man. Okay, mabi isang joke ni Ian. Pero anyway, sometimes, yun nga yun eh. Nagiging katatawanan yung mga tulad nila. But eventually, you just have to accept. Sometimes, yung pagkukulang mo, yan din ang nagiging strength mo, no? Ako naniniwala ako diyan. You just have to recognize your weakness, but you have to focus on your strength. So anyway, I only have 2 minutes, Ma'am Marisa. I just want to share to you how this basta ako naniniwala ako, gusto ko lang i-share talaga. No? Na you can only write something you know and something that you have. Kasi ako naniniwala, parang speaker, you cannot talk something about other people. You talk about your life. You talk about something that will get from you. You cannot share what you don't have. So in speaking and even in writing, it's okay if you are a fiction writer. But for me, I only write things na alam ko. Because if tinanong ako, hindi ko alam according to my research lang, mahirap ipaliwanag, no? Kasi hindi mo naman experience yan. And I think the book of Robinson talaga is very, very significant, relevant, and relatable, especially to those who had this experience na naranasan niya. Okay? So, ako, naniniwala ako sa kakayahan ng tao. Ang tanong, naniniwala ka ba sa sarili mo? Bottom line, the best time to believe in yourself is when no one believes in you. And the best person and the best thing you can do to anyone is to believe in them during the time no one believes in them. So that's what I do for other people. At the end of the day, buhay naman nila yan eh. Yun lang, kailangan lang may maniwala sa kanila right from the start. Even they give back to you, maging grateful sila sa tulong na ginawa mo o lumaki ulo nila, buhay nila yan, sila yan. Wag ka lang mag-expect na ibabalik nila sa'yo yung mga bagay na ibinigay mo. And anyway, with that, ako Robinson naniniwala, with the help of Sir Paul, no, maraming mararating at mababagong buhay ang libro na to. No? And I believe one day, sabi nga namin sa Certified Voice Artist Program, someone out there needs to hear your voice. It's time for you to speak up, no? Even ganyan yung ano mo, yung the way you speak, but the book will become your Bible. Kasi alam nyo, that's history. Without the Bible, there's no Christianity. Tandaan nyo yan. That's the only way you'll become a legend or you will be immortalized. So sa lahat ng wala pang libro, magsulat na po kayo. Maniwala kayo. And that's the only way you're gonna share your own history to the next generation. With that, thank you very much. Congratulations, Robinson and Sir Paul. Mabuhay po kayo, Ma'am Charissa, and also to Robert. And listen to our show. No, may show po pala kami na pinroduce ko for Robinson and to all PWD. Hindi na persons with disability. Ito yung people with power, wisdom, and dynamism. That's the PWD. So again, Sir Anil, no, to all the audience sa online and also dito sa Zoom. God bless you. Mabuhay po kayo. Always remember, availability is the best ability. And your voice. Tandaan nyo to. Our voice is the greatest gift from God. And it's how you use it that is our gift back to God. With that, God bless you. Mabuhay po kayo lahat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pocholo. Please stand by, Pocholo. Remember, put in mind the right to be heard. This is the right time for us to be heard. Ito na yung moment na to. I'd like to call back our guest speaker, Anil, and our author and co-author, because I know people would like to ask some questions. Siyempre, yung co-host ko, my dear co-host, can you please come back also?
Okay, ayan, andito ako, Miss Cherry.
There you are. So there are a couple of questions that we would like to ask you. Even our viewers would like to ask you something. So, Robbie, do you have the questions with you?
Okay, I have here a question from one audience. Sabi niya dito, to you guys, and what did you learn when you write your own book? Yun yung tanong ng one of our audience.
So what did you learn? What did you learn in writing in this book? Maybe I would start with, or who would like to start? Who would like to answer that question first?
I can maybe.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Well, think, what I see, every one of you, 26 people are there on this platform today, and I strongly believe that all of us are potential writers. The reason is we all carry a story within us, but maybe we don't have the fluency in our English language or maybe another language, but we have a story. Everybody has a story, and we need to bring it out. That is why the ghost writers and maybe your co-authors, writers are there to put it out better. But I see 26 potential authors, writers on this platform. Okay, and you should be writing at least one book in your lifetime, at least your own life story. This is my advice to all of you. Everyone has a story, and you need to know how to put this story out.
Totally agree. Yeah. It's about time for me to write my book.
As the Pakalosa has said, like God has given us the voice, likewise, God has given us a story. It may be good, it may be bad. Maybe it is a good story to start with, maybe we end with a wrong story, but still we have a story to write it. We have a book.
Yeah. Yes. I agree with Anil. Anyway, we have limited time. We have limited time in this beautiful planet. And if you cannot write the book, if you cannot write your own story, how people know you? How people determine that you are a very successful person, a very inspired people? You have a book. You cannot promote your own self by talking about I am a intellectual teacher. I am a good, but you have no book. Other people to read your own life. So only I know that's why I read this book because for 20 years of survival, 20 years of hatred, sitting there to meeting people, meeting people. Hey, I know there is a purpose why that God allowed that happened to me. So that's why I wrote the book because I know my life will end.
Yeah.
I am 38 right now. I 38 right now. So my life is very limited. And then you have to and then you take any supplement or if you take any vitamin, but still you have only 100 years old. I mean after that, what happened? So you need to live a legacy of your own choice because I know your legacy will empty up. Money will perish. Your wealth will perish, but your legacy will remain forever.
Great.
Just my thoughts on that. As Anil pointed out, yes, we all have a story to say. Some of us will talk it, some of us will write it. But very important, please ask for help. Okay, don't forget. Rob was smart enough to ask for help. Maybe I was dumb enough to volunteer. I don't know. Okay, but it seems to have worked out some way or another.
Yeah.
But if you're not good writing, there are a lot of people who are. There are.
Absolutely.
Okay. Maybe you're not good at speaking. Maybe somebody can speak for you, can talk about your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so ask for help. Remember,
Absolutely.
because I come from the world of facilitating leadership courses across all kinds of businesses, and they talk a lot about teamwork. And there's a famous thing about leadership. There's a famous quote. I think it was Brian Tracy or somebody. He said that it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Thanks.
I said I agree, but the word there is people. It's not the person. You will never do extraordinary things alone. That's impossible. You need to ask for help. Okay, and it come from anywhere. Okay, so be open to receive it when it's there. Also, there's a group that I joined, these authors, and a lot of them are complaining when they get bad reviews. They go, "Come on, if somebody says your book is no good because it's full of grammatical errors, and then you feel bad." I said, "Come on, he's telling you something." So learn how to ask for help. It's very important.
Yeah. And that's true. That's true. I keep on following my pattern and I keep on looking for person to help me. And that's the whole that's the story behind. You need to find people to help you. Hindi mo kaya. If you don't know how, then there are a lot of people do for you. Yeah.
I have a question here. Well, will there be any plans of going international too? Like, what is Anil doing? Going international. You guys, they have plans of going international or having collaboration.
Yeah, actually, I met Anil online, and I thought to try, Anil messaged me about his community in Italy. So I announced that he invited me to a book review in Dubai, like June 15, I think.
Yes.
June 15, yes. So I'm so surprised that, you know what, everything goes to the flow. So I'm so thankful with Sir Anel for accepting my request, for accepting my invitation to be part of this launching. I'm so grateful for that. So I mean, I think if you know your book, you know everything about the book, then there's no boundary of promoting the book. There's no boundary. Like for example, like today is more on that one. So you can promote anywhere in the world. It's all about your passion, burning desire to promote it. So if you have the book, you are not promoting the book, then what happened? So I'm so happy with Anil for inviting me for inviting me to a book review for his community. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Robbie, are there more any questions? You're on mute.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Charissa. I have a question right here from an audience also. Uh, guys, and can you share a favorite quote from your book and why this quote stands out?
I guess that would start with Pocholo because
Yep.
100,000 copies.
Oh,
So
yes.
favorite quote from the book, Pocholo. Why is that your favorite quote, and why do you think that would stand out? Nakamute ka, Pocholo. You're on mute.
Yeah, sabi ko, alam niyo napakarami kong favorite quote because everything that I've said there is very striking. But again, sinabi ko na rin kanina that our voice is a gift from God and how we use it, that is our gift back to God. So, basically yun po yung yung pinakamagandang quote doon sa libro ko. Mm.
Thank you so much. Anything else, Robbie? Meron pa ba, Robbie?
Okay, back to you. Back to you, Miss
All
Charissa.
right. I know you have given advices. I mean, Robinson and Paul have given advices to the upcoming or inspiring authors. How about with the two author, Anil and Pocholo? What are other advices or recommendations that you can give to our soon-to-be authors? Like for me, I'm getting inspired already of writing a book, though I don't know how to write that book. And others are, they have that in mind, but they forgot the passion on how to do it. I mean, they're not interested anymore. So can you just like tell us something or inspire us more?
Is that question to me?
Yeah.
Sharissa? Okay, great. Okay, for me, I'm not a publisher as such, but I'm running few book clubs across the globe. I have a book club, eBookery Africa International, one for there are three for India, like one eBookery International English in English language, and one in Hindi language, one in my own local language, that is a South Indian language, another one in Tamil language. And I was thinking of starting a program for Filipino community, basically in Tagalog. And then I met Robin on net, I mean, on the Facebook. And I was thinking, I'm talking to him on the possibility of starting a Filipino Tagalog book club. Maybe we can go further on that and create a publishing house. I don't know how to go about it, but definitely this is something that we can think and go further on it. Definitely.
Thank you so
But
much.
my recommendation still remains that everyone, all of you, should write a book. As Paul sir has said, there are a lot of help is available now. You don't need to write. You don't need to have that kind of language. There are people available actually to support you, to guide you, to handhold you from one end to the other end. It's just a matter of you think that I want to write it and then take the help. That's all you need to do.
Right. Very well said. Amazing. Sometimes if it's just on your mind and don't put it in writing, it's still a dream. You can't continue anything. But when you start writing it and look for a good publisher or a co-author by saying that, and you need a co-author or the author, anything that would really inspire you or would really make a book would change not only your life but the lives of others as well.
Others, yes.
So we're looking forward, Anil, we're looking forward for that collaboration of the eBookery Tagalog version, the Tagalog club. So hopefully we'll be able to have that very, very soon. And a lot of Filipinos are book lovers actually. We love to read. We
I
love
know that. Yes.
we love books, but we don't know really how to write the book because we have not that much of a confidence in writing because of grammar. Things would be difficult for us, especially for publishing a book. It's very expensive. But with what you're saying right now, I think no matter how difficult or how expensive, but if you really want to know your story, if people would like to know your story or would like to know more about you, your vulnerability, well, maybe it's about time. The only time to to plant trees is now.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. Anything else, gentlemen?
Hello?
There you
Can I
go.
share
Pocholo?
something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. There's a big difference between an author and a writer. Remember that. Just like Anthony Robbins, he's not the one writing his book. He has a writer. All you have to do is to find a writer. Same as my book. You know, I'll tell you a secret. My book was not written by me, but it's my story. So what I did, I've asked someone, which is Ada Quaresma. She is my, literally my wind beneath my wings. Because I've been thinking of creating a book. Okay. So for the past 10 years, already wrote the book, no? I've asked someone to interview me and tell all the things that's in my mind and in my heart. So then Ada is the one who siya yung nagsulat nung mga ginawa ko na. It is actually written already, but it's not for publishing. So when I proposed the manuscript to Psycom Publishing is one of the biggest publishing house or publishing company in the Philippines that caters for the next or the new generation, the youth. Okay? So you have to find the right publisher too, because not all manuscript will be published by publishers. You can self-publish, but self-publishing is not really but for me, you have to make publisher publish it. So I think you can propose to any publication or publishers your book, Robinson, no, so that it will reach a wide range of market. Okay, just like my book is in National Bookstore, my book is in all bookstore around the country, and even it's in Lazada or Shopee, and so far we have sold so many books already. So that's it. Again, hanap kayo ng writer. Yung author kasi is the one that has the story. Not all writers has a story. They need an inspiration to write a story. Okay, just like Robinson and Sir Paul, they help each other to produce and publish this book. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much. And also, by the way, before I forget, I would like to take this opportunity to announce that I would like to translate and transform the book Revival into an audiobook, because audiobook is now number one, because not all people has the opportunity or not all people has the time to read. So audiobook is now getting very famous now, no? So I'm I have done so many audiobooks.
Thank
So,
you.
sige, tulungan na lang tayo kasi ako na yung magiging
All.
boses mo, Robinson.
Yes.
Okay? So, kung gusto mo, ganituhin ko lang yung boses mo doon. O diretsuhin ko na. No?
Pwede.
Hindi, biro lang.
Para naman.
Hindi, may mga portion na ganon siguro na
Yes.
doon
Thank
sa
you so
script,
much, sir.
pwede mong i-rewrite yan into Tagalog para mas ma-reach mo yung market, no? Kasi you have to focus on what market are you targeting. That's the most important. Just like me, I'm targeting the Filipino youth and the Filipino voice artists. So that's why I did the book in Tagalog kasi mas nakaka-relate yung mga tao. That's why when I've won the Best Book Awards, I bested more than 1,000 other books because this is very heartfelt. And also to all people who join this program, I'm going to give you a free ebook of my book. So you just have to contact Robinson and Miss Charissa. And Sir Anil, don't worry, I have an English version of it, so I can also send you a copy.
Thank you,
So
sir.
don't worry.
Thank you so much.
And that's my gift for everyone for joining and supporting Robinson on this book launch of his wonderful book, Revival. Mabuhay po kayo and God bless you all.
I'll meet you on Facebook, and from where you can connect it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Alright.
much, Charissa. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much po. Ayan, Sir Pocholo, De Leon Gonzalez, our voice master, and also to Sir Anil Thomas. Ayan, for those wonderful answers and regarding on our panel naman. And meron tayong mga babasahin lang ng konti dito, Miss Charissa, about some comments. And from Miss Ida Espinosa, I truly admired and salute you, Sir Robinson, or upline Robinson, for your strong personality in spite of your imperfections. You did prove your worth as a person. Congratulations. Yeah. Also, congratulations, Sir Robinson, coming from Ken Lazo and from Josh Uson. Thank you so much po, Sir Pacholo. And from Sir Anil, always need that's an amazing support for having an audiobook support for the book launching for the revival. Back to you, Ms. Teresa.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Robinson, Pocholo, and of course, our international guest, Anil Thomas. Congratulations and thank you once again. As promised by what I've said kanina, we are going to have a raffle. For those of you who are with us in Zoom and in Facebook, we're going to have a raffle and you're going to win a book of My Journey to Suicide, From Suicidal to Revival. Let's start with the raffle sa Facebook Live natin. Is that okay with you? Two gentlemen, is that okay? There you go. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people who can win one book. Okay, let's spin. Excited ako. Congratulations! Yay! Congratulations, June Laura.
Yeah.
June, ayan, you have one book already. Okay, next. Zoom. Sa Zoom naman tayo. How to get the book, our representative will get in touch with you so that you would know how to get your book, a copy of your book. So can we also have winner from the Zoom? Meron ba tayong magiging winner from Zoom? Would you like to? Palagi naman, can you type in me if you want the book? I need you to type in me if you really want the book of Robinson. Ako, I have na me. I want me. There. Ako, dami na. Robinson, Paul, you have to be ready. There are a lot who wanted to have a book. While waiting for that, oh, there na pala the roulette na, the wheel of names. Are you ready, everyone? Oh, ayan na. Go! This is it. Sino kaya? And Robinson, you have to promote. I would like to ask you later how to get hold of the copy.
Yes.
Wow, si Partner Jake. Partner Jake
From
ba?
Mindanao.
All the way from Mindanao.
Yes,
Congratulations, Partner Jake. Tama ba yung sabi ko, Jake?
yes.
Jake yung name niya. Ayan, Jake. So we only have 2 winners. Malay na.
Honor!
Oh, there you go.
Full support, Arisa family!
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Go,
Wow.
go, Replica!
So congratulations to the winner, si June and partner, si partner. Congratulations to both of you. Our representative will get in touch with you on how to get the book. We're only raffling out 2. Balay mo later before talagang mag-close, we'll have another raffle. You'll see later on. But before we go to the end, guys, how can they avail of the book? How much is the book? How can they get it? Can you just tell us, ano ba yung mga, saan sila dapat pumunta? Where they can go and where can they get it? Is it available where?
Yes, for those, we have a place promo discount. Lahat po na Zoom today, we will get a big discount of, instead of 250, we will get to 125. So first, 10 people. So, I think we have 25 here, and I will get lahat po nito, I will get 125 instead of 250. Please let me know, and yung email as well. And for now, we are still working on Amazon and the hard copy, and that's why the ebook is only available for now. I think the Paul, Angelo at Paul, they are in.
So
Rob, it's okay. You said it all. Thank you. We're working actually to translate it to Tagalog, sana si
Yeah.
Cebuano rin.
Yeah.
But we're still working on that. But a hard copy is in the works, and I'll also be launching it out in Amazon or Kindle.
So we will also
Yeah.
put it in the Facebook page where they can avail or purchase. Also here in the Zoom link, probably in the Zoom maybe we can put the link just in
Yeah.
case the Bitly. I think there's a link Bitly Bitly Paul Rob Revival 2020. So I think
Yeah.
that will be the page where you can avail. Akala ko kayo you're giving out free dun sa mga sa mga viewers, but you're giving it at 50% off.
Yeah.
Na-excite ako. Ay, pero 50% off on the first 10
Yeah.
who would avail.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, because you said that everybody who wrote me gets a free copy, we'll stay to that commitment. Okay. Whoever wrote me getting a free copy. I won't change that. But you'll pay for it, chat. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
But anyway, so don't worry, guys. Don't worry to all our viewers. You would see the link. We will put it in Facebook, in all our social media accounts, where you can purchase, where can you buy the book, the ebook. So again, as we end this program, we would like to congratulate our winners for having a copy of the book. One from Facebook, which is June Laura. Congratulations, June. And another from Zoom, si partner Jayik ba? Hindi ko talaga ma-pronounce. Jayik. But congratulations, our ebook winner. Yan, maraming salamat. So thank you so much, guys. And akalain mo, we have already passed 2 hours and a half. Thank you so much, guys. 2 hours and a half. Syempre, with this event, we would like to be inspired more. So sino ba yung mag-inspired sa atin? We are supposed to be writers. We are supposed to be people who would really radiate, and this person would really inspire us. Because as we reach the end of the program, may I call the ever-radiant image strategist and minimal beauty queen. And before that, I would like you to watch this short clip. Can we see the short clip of our guest?
Let's all welcome our international event strategist, transformational speaker, and executive coach, Ms. Tony Miranda.
The world needs empowered, influential, godly leaders. Leaders who can make a real difference in their world. The problem is that not everyone is stepping up. There are people who want to be great leaders but lack the motivation or the inspiration to build their influence. Some even dare to ask, why bother with being influential? Can't I just lead using my leadership style? Yes, of course, you can. But you won't gain the hearts of the people. If you don't gain that, your leadership style may be questionable. Becoming a godly, influential leader is more than just getting people to do what you want. It's all about using your extraordinary confidence in making a lasting positive impact.
She captured my attention from the start until the end of her talk. As mentioned, very engaging, very entertaining, and patok sa mga millennials.
So I'd like to thank Ms. Tony Miranda for being part of this event, particularly for inspiring the entire group. We've already been hearing a lot of good reviews from
Tony is, I think, going to be the catalyst of change when it comes to helping people find themselves and help build their image. Tony is such an inspiration to a lot of people because she's been through a lot, and she's able to deliver in her keynote speeches, in her talks, how one can transform out from mess. And I think that's what makes her different and outstanding in a league of speakers.
Hi, Tony. Congratulations. What a powerful, powerful presentation. Left me in tears as well as the rest of the attendees, but that's not it. I have so much takeaways today. And I highly, highly, highly recommend if there's any opportunity for anyone to join any of her boot camps or her sessions, it's highly recommended.
I thoroughly enjoyed the talk. I think it was very inspirational even to my daughter. And also it was authentic because you told your story and it made people think that it's not all about just image of what you're just projecting, but it's also your disposition in life. And that's truthfulness.
Always remember, you have the power to level up your leadership influence. Be extraordinary inside and out.
Wonderful. You have the power to level up your influence. And that's what I love about the decision of Robinson's and the decision of Paul to support Robinson's. I'm curious, who is influencing you at the moment? We're at the end already. Can you just, exercise your finger? Can you type it there? Who is influencing you at the moment? Who are you following? Which movies do you watch? Whose quotes are you quoting? So yes, so Charisse says, my family. How about the others? Paul says, my future self. I love that, Paul. How about the others? Who is influencing you? Who's your circle of influence, whom you are influencing as well? My kids, according to Robinson's. Have you ever realized, thanks for that Queen and Stacks books, Queen says churchmates and Stacks books. Did you ever think that we don't have it within ourselves, that influence? We don't have it within ourselves. We don't have what it takes to be a salt and light until Jesus came in, until the power of resurrection happened. Because that is the one breaking everything that I saw in this book. It made it possible, the breakthrough, the stories, the correct perspective and perception on self-image, as what our honorable Sir Anil said. The question is, are we humble enough? Are we humble enough to somehow acknowledge that it is not really us? Are we humble enough to acknowledge that who is really the one who initiated everything? Love, sacrifice, forgiveness, reconciliation, breakthrough, realization, boldness, authenticity, creativity, and discipline. Who is the one enabling you? Who is the one who put that desire in your heart? And that one, the only one, has already gone ahead of you. My dear authors, God has already put the desire on your heart. The question is, are we humble enough to accept that it is not us who will bring ourselves there in the open to influence others? Because this launching, this book is a wonderful message. You know why? It is a message, not just a message, it's a strong message of great stewardship of our influence. Yeah. We cannot just be an influencer. We have a lot of influencers. We have, from they put labels from beginner to professional. But are we recognizing who gave you the capability to become an influencer? You see, we have an overflowing influencers who promotes themselves, their achievements, their breakthroughs, but not a word was made or was mentioned who made it happen for them. So this book is a wonderful message of great stewardship on influence. And it's not only for this book. I encourage all of you to make use of that. We need godly, influential authors. Do you agree? Maybe you can put it there. Do you agree that we need this time, we need godly, influential authors? Thank you, Charisse. Because this book of my journey from suicidal to revival is a strong message of great stewardship. It's an acknowledgement who initiated first that love, reconciliation, and the only thing we need to do is to love back by sharing that message. And here we found it in part 1, a story about reality, right? That we are different. We have different story. And in part 2, a story of a journey, which is unique. And it's not only for Robinson. All of you who you have a story, you have your own influence. And you can be godly, influential leaders only when you humble yourself to acknowledge who needs to be glorified. In the end, it talks about second chances. I love it. When you put in part 3, the sequence of it, the part 3 is the second chances. And I love the song that you chose too. It says, God will make a way. I am so loving that because for me, He is the way, the only way, the truth, and the life. I love it when Anil talk about self-image because how you acknowledge in humility who initiated first will now change everything and even break all emotional memories that we have on how you see yourself, self-image. Earlier, I have been seeing a lot of three mistresses. Ladies and gentlemen, I was once, not just once, twice, but many times a mistress. And that is my story. From mistress many times, times 3, a million times, to a princess in the eyes of God. And do you know that it's not just for me? That's why I cannot boast about it. But what I need to do is to embrace my authenticity, my boldness, and use my creativity and discipline to send that message out, which is what Robinsons and Paul did. You have a story. My question is, are you using the influence of your story to glorify God or to glorify yourself? I never thought I'll get out of that being a mistress, being that broken, being that someone who manipulates everyone for peace, population, power, profit, and possession. Until I realized it is not me. Until I realized I'm not being a good steward of my influence. However, I'm using somebody else's influence to make myself go to that level that I thought I would become influential. Until I got tired. How are you now? What is your story? You also have a wonderful story like that of Robinson's. Read the book, be inspired, understand the power of God, working not on the qualified, but those He called and He qualifies. And I saw that. I said, my life is so messy. I have been doing everything on my own until I became a mistress that, people will hate. And I cling on to this verse. I waited patiently for the Lord, and He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put me a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in Him. Psalm 40:1-3. Are you in that slimy mud and mire? My story is not unique. God can do the same to you. Are you waiting patiently for him? And if you are already, successful with your breakthrough, are you singing that song in your mouth by writing that book? Be an author. God has placed us exactly where He wants us to be in the point of history in this world. It is not by accident that we are all together here. Something wonderful will happen out of this book launch. Robinson will continue inspiring all of us. The question is, how about you? After reading the book of Robinson's and learning from it, be inspired by how Paul also helped Robinsons. Be inspired by the many speakers that we have here, maybe including my message. My question is, when will you write that book? When will you allow God to use you to become that influential, godly influential author? You see, may we always remember that life is short. Instead of trying to do it on your own, instead of, wasting your days promoting yourself, why not promote God and add days to your life? Or probably, let's improve it. Why not start letting go of everything, even your pride, and start promoting God so you will add life to your days, right? Maybe you want to put agree or not. It's just that I love saying that because letting go is not so easy. It was not easy for me, and I believe it was not easy for Robinson. That's why this book is a story of God's love because Robinson learned to let go of himself. The moment you send out a message outside is already an act of letting go. May we never look back with regret and wish that we had exerted our influence differently for temporary fame, for worldly reasons. May we remember that it is all worth it to promote God because He's the reason for your story. He's the reason for your breakthrough. That's why I love it when Robinson let go already of asking why me and suddenly embrace why not? Ask according to Charisse, why not? For God has entrusted to us a certain level of influence, not to promote yourself, but to promote His love, His reconciliation, the initiation of being reconciled with us, His forgiveness, and His grace. So what are you waiting for? You see, influence is the power to affect how someone develops, acts, or thinks. So which influence do you lead people to? Influence to boast or influence to glorify God? Influence to let go or influence to not come out in the open because of fear, self-doubt, and so on? I understand emotional memory. I got trapped in that for long years. Instead of just improving and surrendering to Jesus as my Lord and Savior, I tried to control not being discovered. But I realized no matter how much we spend our time running away from the purpose of God, He will make it happen because no one can thwart His plans. Let's all embrace a life of authenticity, boldness. Then let's be creative about it. Let's be disciplined about it because while we are still in the world, we will be attacked again and again. We will be disrupted because we are still in the world. We are all imperfect. We will disappoint each other. So you can just imagine if your motivation to write that book is based on someone else or something else that is all, or they are all temporary, you will never write that book. But if your motivation, if the basis of you writing your story, acknowledging that I don't know English, so I need a writer. That's why you're an author. I don't have money, so I keep on promoting my goal, my vision that this message needs to be sent out there. And I don't have the power because I'm weak, and knowing that He is our strength in your weakness. Then you begin to be humble and pray, Lord, this is the desire of my heart. You are the lamp on my feet. This is my message, and I want to glorify you and witness how everything will unfold in front of you. Suddenly, someone wants to help you how to publish that. Suddenly, you're just being interviewed left and right. So, is it you? Is it something that you need to boast of? No. God made it happen. Even your challenges, even a failure, God made it happen. He allowed things, the impossible things, to become possible. Because if it was easy, for example, you said, oh yeah, I was having a hard time to find someone to publish my book, and then the following week I met one. Do you think that kind of story will glorify God and will make them say, praise God? Appreciate the difficulties, appreciate the sacrifices, appreciate the pain. And that's what I love about this book. They talk about it. I'm about to end, and I was praying earlier how to make this message short, because it's anything coming from the heart, and anything that will glorify God cannot be shortened. So let's all embrace a life of authenticity. I keep on saying that earlier. Boldness, be creative, be disciplined. And we can choose to be that godly, influential author. So I'd like to end this closing speech with Matthew 5:16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify our Father in heaven. So be that godly, influential author, because we are to be the influencer, not for anyone else, not for anything else, but for God. Thank you so much for inviting me, and please buy this book. It's a wonderful story. Good afternoon to all of you.
Thank you so much, Tony. You are such an inspiration. Everyone has a story. Sabi mo nga, godly influential author, godly influential leaders. You know what? Learning from all the experts for the last 2.5 hours, from Anil, Pocholo, Tony, Paul, and Robinson. Tony, you really inspired this program. Being the last speaker for this program, you really radiate not only your story, but the story of how we are created and how God will inspire us and bring back all the glory to God, that in all things God may be glorified. And I really thank you for that message you have given us, and for the inspiration, not only for Robinson or for us here, but also on our Facebook Live. Those who are listening, they have a lot of things that saying that you have to give back what you have. This is not ours, actually. It is a talent given to us by God. Maybe it's about time for us to really, return what we have. And thank you once again, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give a warm applause to Tony Miranda. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. So probably right now I would really start writing a book. It really inspired me. In the near future, magkakaroon na rin ako ng book. Let us all put in mind that we choose our own path, and we only can determine where we want to go. Because life is not a matter of chance, but a matter of choice on how you want to change. Choices, chances, changes. Thank you everyone for joining us. Please do not forget to look at the Facebook page on how to get the book of My Survival to Revival. And thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you, Anyo. Thank you, Pocholo. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Genly Events. Thank you, everyone. And to the winners, again, we'll keep in touch with you on how to get the book. And for those who are purchasing right now, you'll have 10% or 50% discount. Sabi nila 10, baka pwede ako umirit. Lahat na nang naka-attend ngayon, bigyan mo na ng 50% discount. So this is it. So thank you once again. Thank you for joining us. It is a long day for 2.5 hours. Maraming salamat for staying with us until the end. Keep safe, stay healthy. This has been your host, Charissa Muñiz-Sampang. And in behalf of my co-host, Robbie Dizan, mabuhay po tayong lahat. See you everyone in the next book launching. So baka meron pa. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Robinson. Thank you, thank you, Mommy Thelma. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you po
Robbie.
sa lahat. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Congrats, Jen Levens.
Thank you so much, Lelio.
So much, guys.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Partner,
Amelia, thank you, Pastor Jake. Thank you so much for coming.
God bless everyone.
Congrats. Thank you,
Joy, thank you
everyone.
po.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po.
Jen Lee, thank you so much. A lovely event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anvil.
Thank you, Fortuna.
Congrats, Jen Levens.
Thank you, Terrio. Thank you po.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, thank you,
Thank you, Tony. Anil.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Ayi. Thank you, Robbie. Paul, congratulations. Robbie, congratulations.
Sana maging writer din ako, author.
Yes, thank you.
Oy, si Partner Stocks is one of the co-authors of one book also.
Yes.
By the way, I'd like to thank those who are in Facebook Live. Maraming salamat sa mga umaten sa Facebook Live. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Juan Florence Nicola. Marketing Director of Thank you so much, for watching.
Wow, solid ang time.